everyone, if you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. This channel has always been focused on the more creative, if you haven't noticed my unique way of getting your attention. It's called Cosplay Commentary for a reason, which is what I'm trying to say. Getting to the point, Halloween! Yes, before I say anything, it is currently November as I am filming this, and by the time it will be out, it will be in December. And the video's on Halloween, so this was supposed to be out in, well, as you guessed, before Halloween, maybe even on Halloween if we're feeling some kind of way, but oh my god, this month had just gotten out of control and I was unable to post anything. So I'm really glad I can have the opportunity to film this. If you want to stick around, hear my opinion, you're more than welcome. If not, bye! Getting to the point. Halloween, that one time a year people like me can go outside and not be weird for wearing that one non-conspicuous reference to that show in which I'm pretty sure you haven't seen. If you have, it's time to duel.
It's time to die.
I know you've probably seen that show. Who hasn't seen that spiky hair protagonist? No, not that one either. Moving on. I wonder if you've noticed or at least seen some of the videos circulating the For You page of TikTok this Halloween season. Not the videos appreciating the time, the effort, the thought that have gone into some of these costumes for this Halloween season, but the ones dissing people for wearing that godforsaken corset with their angel costume. And honestly, who asked? Okay, I'm sorry for doing the thing with the title. First clickbait thumbnail, kinda nervous. I won't do it again. But take the biggest, most intricate costume down to a t-shirt with the word costume on it. Who cares what you wear for a holiday based on the overconsumption of candy? I'm serious, despite my own love for the season, it's just one day. It's a pet peeve of mine when people who've never cared about their own costumes think they can just hound on other people for theirs. So we had this video showing off a few costume ideas, some more detailed than others, but still. In my opinion, they're pretty good ideas. And then the comments are so serious. Halloween should be scary, bruh. You know Halloween is supposed to be scary, right? This isn't Halloween. How is Barbie a Halloween costume? And my personal favorite, I hate TikTok because I need non-slutty costume ideas. Is that so hard to post about? Non-slutty ideas. It's like, it's your For You page. There's literally a search bar, hear me out, stay with me here, where you can look up, and I know this might be hard to believe, non-revealing costume ideas. Wouldn't you believe that? I get there's this whole thing where women dress up revealingly and call themselves slutty for the fun of it, but when you're taking pictures of other people's costumes, keep in mind, half of these are PG and real people, and then call them slutty outfits. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth because now we are genuinely slut-shaming random people on the internet for their Halloween costume ideas. And if you believe Halloween is supposed to be scary, you have a right to your opinion, just like the next person who believes it's not that deep. Don't bring real people down because God forbid they show off a little shoulder. The points you'll see me trying to make in this video, summed up, is that A, you'll find women being targeted for their costume choices. Literally anything they decide to dress up as, someone will have something to say about it. And B, of course it's okay to have varying opinions on Halloween and what it's supposed to be about, as I have my own. It's when you bring down other non-suspecting people to do it, it's no longer justified. I get the fact that the concept of Halloween is supposed to be scary, however, it's also the concept of Halloween that is meant for kids. How scary can you get before traumatizing your viewers? My point in mentioning this is that you can argue against the concept of Halloween and that it's supposed to be scary, just like you can argue the fact that Halloween is meant for fun, which I think Halloween has always been for fun. Moving on, we have this trend of popular girl humor, where, guess what? Women dress up as something popular, and suddenly it's this horrible and very cringy thing.
Girls' Halloween costumes are genuinely
just the absolute fucking worst.
and there's just no debating it. Halloween rolls around and they've got two options to choose from. They can either dress up as the Lorax or they can throw on a couple
Pieces of fucking dental floss
and call it a costume. Like, bro, peak pretty girl humor is when Halloween rolls around and they say to themselves, yeah, let me dress up as the Lorax, or maybe let me dress up as Pitbull, or maybe Steve Harvey.
Like, oh, brother.
You guys are dragging it. I mean, seriously, can we please just move on from these shitty-ass costumes? The first time around, it was like kind of funny. The second time around,
It just wasn't funny, like, at fucking all.
and then now we're on our like fifth go around, and it's honestly just embarrassing at this point.
That was painful to watch. The fact that this guy believes women only have two choices: dressing revealingly or dressing like the Lorax. No, not something funny, creative, or nice, just dental floss or the Lorax. You know, and I mean to pull this card, I've never seen men get the same absolute hatred for their costume ideas, or hell, even the way they dress on the daily. I always see women getting shitted on for wearing too many clothes, not enough clothes, too superficial to wear cheap clothes, too cheap to wear designer. And at the end of the day, this pretty girl humor trend is just reverbed misogyny. And oh no, you did the thing where you turned the simple thing into something way bigger. Who cares? My point is, exactly, who cares? Why do we care so much about the way women dress? Last time I checked, it wasn't sanitary to wear the same sweaty gym shorts for 3 days straight, Carter!
Okay, let me vent for a second. When people say pretty girl humor as an insult, I get what they're trying to do. But are beautiful women not allowed to be anything other than beautiful? I get that the internet's obsession with the external is exhausting. I'm also exasperated by the words hot girl and baddie slapped onto anything as a marketing term. By apparently punching up to those you feel align with a conventional ideal, you're not doing the world some great justice. You're still diminishing someone. You're actually doing the exact same thing many men are guilty of. Denying someone of humanity or complexity simply because they happen to be beautiful. It's not just being done to people who are legitimately unfunny or two-dimensional or unintelligent. The response to my own videos varies greatly depending on what I'm wearing. But okay, devil's advocate. Conventionally attractive people are socially accepted and therefore do not have the trauma or deviant experience that makes them funny. People look different as time goes on, or different perspectives. Social immersion is actually really helpful when it comes to developing a sense of humor. The route to funny isn't just having esoteric media consumption and knowing what AO3 is. And regardless, scrapping all of that, the inverse claim that only unattractive people can truly be funny or weird without it being performative. There's nothing inherently complex about being unattractive because a lack of perceived beauty isn't an objectively negative trait that is naturally compensated for elsewhere. I feel weird talking about this because it just feels like such a juvenile way of thinking, but it's such a persistent theme online between like bra girls and like girls, like the emoji. Alt TikTok, straight TikTok, deep TikTok. And I understand, but to attempt to break down these systems of power by denying or rejecting pretty privilege, but to only do so by speaking down to other women and dehumanizing them, it isn't doing what you think it is. It's just a bias, which is fine. But if you're going to plead empowerment, at least be morally consistent.
Pretty girl humor is used as an insult to, you guessed it, conventionally attractive women. Whether in this case they dress up for Halloween as a joke or a gag character, as far as I've seen it's been characters like the Lorax or Mr. Bobinski from Coraline. This person also mentioned the fact that there's this idea that someone who isn't conventionally attractive will make up for it in other ways like humor. With this idea, it brings up the counter-argument that now conventionally attractive people, or women in this case, couldn't possibly be funny because they're pretty, wouldn't have to make up anything with humor. Hence the name, pretty girl humor. It's used to tell specifically women that they can't be funny because they're pretty. The logic isn't there, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Now, this video was on the shorter end. I'm working on one of my longest videos yet, at least longer than my average 15 minutes, and I need to get it out on time. You saw how this went, trying to get this video out on time. It is December. I'm writing the script. It's like 31 days too late. As long as I love coming on here and expressing my opinions and commentate on what's actually happening, I've been going through a lot this month, and I need to focus on my mental health, school, and my actual job. I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. Honestly, this is something I genuinely enjoy doing. I'll be looking over and responding to comments if you want to say hi, or even you leave your own opinions on the holiday. And hey, if you enjoyed, consider subscribing. We currently are at 100 subscribers. Oh my god, guys, thank you so much. I have never had more than 5 friends in my life. That is all for today's episode of Cosplay and Commentary. Bye now!